All right. Hello, Wisdom. How are we right now? Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's safe. Hope everyone's safe and warm. Hope everyone is staying healthy this winter in Australia, or could be summertime where you are on the other side of the world for you. And as for me, I'm chilling right now on the Stephen Chills radio show, doing the late night show. So I just felt called to host a room. Right now the weather is 7 degrees Celsius, and it's pretty cold. It's going to be a low of 5 degrees Celsius. Precipitation 2%, humidity 80%, wind 3 kilometers an hour, and it's sunny and partly cloudy in the evening right now. So there's a lot of challenges going on with inflation and these rising petrol prices. That's been happening, although these companies are private companies and private equities and assets. It seems to me that, since these private companies are putting their prices up, and then you wonder why, how inflation is going to take over in the next, 5 to 10 years. Electricity seems to me, and petrol seems to me, it's just become a joke for the working class citizens, and the Australian government basically should be, or Anthony Albanese should be taking over and saying, hey, this needs to stop. Electricity just to keep, your own lights turned on at night. So I wonder how that's going to be for people out there to have a roof over their head. Inflation costs have made it very on people's lives. It's as you know, I do. I'm a very spiritual person, but hey, I have a right to complain about inflation. The point I'm trying to make is, if it's getting to the point where this is just too ridiculous, just to, get by paying your rent, and then you got to pay for your food, water, electricity, gas bill as well. How are these electricity and gas companies and utility companies getting away with this for people? And why? What gives them the power? Because of private ownership, greed, comes in. And you think someone who's a pensioner that's worked hard all their life, busted their ass off, and they have to deal with electricity and gas companies that are just putting prices up and, trying to make it virtually impossible for someone just to keep the lights on. You tell me why these companies can get away with this, private equities. Now think of it like this. Under Anthony Albanese, with the rising rent and accommodation costs just to have a, roof over your head, or if you're running a business, for instance, if you're a small business owner, there's rent to pay. There's basically, you have bills to pay as well. And then you look at it like this. Well, I'm if you're a hard-working person, and feel free to, share your thoughts about inflation and rising gas prices and utilities. If you're a person, who's working hard, why should it be that these companies are making it almost impossible for you just to live a simple lifestyle? After you've paid your taxes, you've, paid your rent, and, I just find that there's what I call greed out there in the world with a lot of these private companies, wanting to just overprice everything. You know that? So from the 1st of July in Australia, in New South Wales, Australia, electricity will be going up. Now, inflation was an issue at the last federal election this year. About who was going to, fix this problem for people. It seems to me like I've been saying quite regularly on the Stephen Shields radio show about gone is the future of the Australian dream to get a mortgage. Just think about that. Home ownership nowadays in Australia, or could be all over the world, has gotten to a point where it's virtually impossible to get a bank loan, to get a mortgage, or you go and rent. People paying their mortgage. Mortgage stress is real. And it keeps you up at night. It keeps you up every night. These are the things that's sort of been bothering me lately. Like, I'm someone who's, very spiritual, want to live the best abundant lifestyle, but hey, there's a point where, enough is enough. And shame on these big corporations, electricity corporations, gas companies, ripping people off. Now, why is that? It's a bit silly. So who knows? There must be a way around how we can minimize electricity use with what you do. Now, we need electricity, food, water, clothing, and shelter. But it seems to me when you get these private companies they tend to do whatever the hell they want to do. Now, I think the Australian government, should be getting involved in regulating this electricity. The Australian government, wants to regulate Bitcoin. Okay, why can't they be regulating and saying, hey, stop putting electricity up to the point where it's going to get almost impossible for people to pay, and just think, well, they're wanting to regulate Bitcoin and start milking people of their money, their hard-earned money, okay? The government wants to take their cut of Bitcoin. And basically, but no, when it comes to like basic utility needs and gas, electricity, water, clothing, water bills, well, especially Sydney water, seems to me that private companies, so it must be profit, must be able to make money out of these people using our services, which is quite unacceptable. I mean, that's just not fair. That is just not fair. You know that. You look at it like this: if we had cheaper electricity, alright, I think it'd be much easier. Cheaper petrol prices too. Again, inflation has made it go up as well. Why is it that we are supposed to be a rich country in Australia? Okay. And think of it like this. And yet private companies want to, go in and rob people. Make it virtually hard. Supply and demand as well, with food prices too, has gone up too. I've noticed too in the shopping centre, when I go do my shopping, that there's a lack of vegetables. Now, remember when the 2020 pandemic hit, and people were panic buying toilet paper? Jesus Christ, I don't get why there was such a huge supply and demand for toilet paper. And hand sanitizer, they were panic buying. Vitamin C, they were panic buying. Basically, what else? Pasta as well. I think they were panic. I can remember. What else? I just remember, like, going to the shops, and then you go down the toilet paper aisle, there'd be no toilet paper. And I was like, for fuck's sake, these toilet paper companies are making a huge profit out of this, so their shareholders are very happy with toilet paper usage. I don't know who was the stupid people to be able to panic buy toilet paper because they thought, it would save you from the coronavirus, which is all bullshit. So some idiots decided to trigger off a mass, panic buyout of the whole shopping centre. But that was just a weird time. In general, that was just weird. Just going to the shops and then just looking and just seeing that there's no toilet paper. Like, Stupid idiots do that shit. Like, come on. Seriously? Are you for real? Oh, God. People are just... I don't know. People are just stupid to do that. You can see how anxiety and fear is all around our society lately, too. Tensions are rising. You know, obviously the war in Ukraine has had a role on inflation. Joe Biden as well has, pushed inflation higher and through the roof. And then we think, well, and then we got the left wing government, Anthony Albanese, who is our Prime Minister. Still, it's too early to tell what he's going to do. But even after the federal election, if Scott Morrison had have won, I would have thought, I think this would have happened, he would have got voted out. Because I think after a while people do get fed up with you. Now, Peter Dutton will be the new opposition leader, so we'll hope and see if Peter Dutton can win the next federal election in 4 years' time. Hopefully we can, see how Peter Dutton goes. But I truly believe the independence, like, your One Nation, United Australia Party, Liberal Democrats, that. And, Mike Katter's party as well, standing up for Australian people, People just, the way I look at it now, Katter's Australian Party it's called. And it's an independent party. And, Katter's Australian Party. The way I see it with the independents is, I just get fed up of two of our main governments in Australia just not doing their jobs. And this was talked about at the federal election of inflation. Yet when we had ScoMo as Prime Minister of Australia, we had inflation and rising rent prices as well. So there's two things that I see that we need to have a better future for the young generation like myself. I mean, the older generation who worked and paid their taxes, I think this will be a challenge for the future to come as well. For this beautiful island country. But it goes to show that, there's a lot of crap out there on television now and on the news media. Like I said, about these climate change protesters just doing dangerous stuff protesting, which is just stupid. Really, it's just stupid, that people just do stupid things and they think, oh, look at me, I'm going to protest for climate change and hold up traffic. They're putting their lives in danger, which is quite, utterly and disastrously dumb to do that shit. I mean, that's just not cool to be doing that. I don't know why people are crazy. people should think twice, you know. That's why for me, it's, you gotta understand, like, is your body made out of electricity? Now think about that. I think your body is electricity as well. Imagine that. Electricity in your own body. It's like... So we have to, just put an end to inflation and just think, bugger it. We've just got to stop it. As well, get petrol prices back down to cheaper prices. So people can afford it. Look at it like this. Just keep going with your hopes and your dreams as well. And keep on finding the will and the way for success in life. You know that. And that's it. It's, really, yeah, it is a tough time, but what you can do is get out your gratitude journal. Get out your gratitude journal and basically practice gratitude. Joe Vitale is a well-known teacher, and basically, yeah, when you're grateful for what you have, I think things will open up for you. New doors, new realms, new pathways to the universe to open up your mind is how I see it. Being grateful for, the food that you eat, being grateful for, with the gratitude for having electricity to use. I know what I'm talking about today. It's, yes, electricity is overpriced and is a rip-off, but just having gratitude for that. Gratitude for, for me, it's being able to write music, publishing a new single that I've done. I'm very thankful that I've done it. I'm very thankful for wisdom as well. And to be able to share my voice on this fantastic social audio app called Wisdom, which is a beautiful, beautiful app. And I love it. I really love it. Getting to host a podcast. Social audio is the way, I guess. You know that. But all you can do is just find your true voice and your true path and your true calling for the life that you want to manifest, because I guess it is true, be careful what you wish for. That's why, negative thoughts can really put you down and make life out to be very hard for you. And that's where you attract. I learned that the hard way. That's why affirmations, if you take on these 30-day challenges of affirmations. I'm on a 30-day challenge right now of staying off social media. So I'm not going on Instagram or Webtalk or Facebook or the Twitter, because I wanna raise my vibration. I wanna have a clear head. I wanna be able to, be, how do I say, more centered within myself. That, and not dwelling over stats or analytics at the same time. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on me and looking out for me, taking that break as well. Because we all need a break. Not being too hard on myself. Because I know that day is going to come where I will be successful. Let's read a quote from the Tao Te Ching. The Tao is nameless and unchanging. Although it appears insignificant, nothing in the world can contain it. Oh, that's a beautiful quote from the Tao Te Ching, from Lao Tzu. If you can get your hand on the Tao Te Ching, I recommend you do that. It's amazing what philosophy has taught me, and helped me going forward as well. But yeah, you got to be able to change yourself first, and you got to be able to be happy within yourself. Because that's one thing you got to do. You've got to be happy within yourself. I used to be too hard on myself at times. I used to be, never happy with my achievements. But now I'm happy with my achievements. I'm happy that I can release this new single for you. Okay. It'll be out on Spotify. It's on Bandcamp already. Go and check it out if you can. I highly encourage people to purchase it. It's called Memories of Battle. And it's very interesting, album what I've done. Basically, I have, just trying some new styles. That. Trying out, you just try different things as a songwriter and content creator. And so that's what I do. I try different things. I look at ways that, hey, I can, see what I can improve on in my work. That. And so that's what I want. And that's all you can do. All you can do is just keep improving yourself. I feel that things do change in life. And we basically, we just keep going. You know that. And we keep finding our niche. And we keep manifesting the best life that you can manifest in your life in the near future. Because everything comes to an end of an era. But no matter how much inflation problem that we have, no matter where all this bad shit going on in the world, when you find something that you're truly passionate about and you love, you go and get it and you go and chase your dreams. You know that. You go and chase your dreams and you be the best you that you will be in 2022. I was doing a bit of research about Dr. Joe Dispenza. If you've heard of that, you are the placebo. If you've ever heard of the placebo effect and what it does to people, the placebo effect. I mean, we all have genes where, things are hereditary and we can't help it, but what Dr. Joe Dispenza does is, if you can eliminate your body and your life of stress and all this stuff, you can manifest the best life that you can live. Because where attention goes, energy flows. Isn't that interesting? Very interesting, that is. So I'm always, finding that there is good in my life. You know that. I'm always looking at the good things that I've done for myself. Is one thing that I push. The good things that I do is what I want to work on for my life. And not dwelling on past mistakes, because it's when it gets hard for yourself, when you start dwelling on the past mistakes all the time. I mean, that could wear you down too. So I guess at the end of the day, you go and create amazing work. You go and be the best you that you can be in your life. And you look at ways of change, changing the way that we think as well. Is very important for our health. You know that. We've got to change the way that we think. As I do this show right now, I've always, thought to myself, I can do better than the next song as well. You know that. I can definitely do better than the next song. And that's what I have done. That's what I really have done. You know. But yeah, what I've been doing to keep me going, I've been watching the Clone Wars on Disney Plus at the moment. And I just watched a movie tonight. You know, quite an interesting one. And it was, I forget what it was called, but it was like sort of that good cop, bad cop sort of thing as well. You know, good cop, bad cop, detectives. And so they do all that stuff. All very corrupt. Watched that, and it was like one of those binge-worthy movies. I thought it was pretty good. Like, that was some great, film scoring as well. But there's some definitely good movies that I will be checking out soon in the future. Obviously, I've been watching Air Crash Investigation as well. That's very interesting. I didn't feel like any Air Crash Investigation tonight. I thought take a break and I'll watch the Clone Wars by Star Wars. You know. So definitely got to check it out. But, that Obi-Wan Kenobi series was really good to watch. Man, I was impressed with that. That's definitely worth your time to watch Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know. I don't know. Whenever I watch Star Wars, I always it's quite interesting politically. what it's all about. Obviously, when you look at characters like Anakin Skywalker with inferior complex, turning to the dark side in Episode 3 because of his ego took over him and he decided to jump, and he did. He jumped. And what happened? Obi-Wan Kenobi chopped him to pieces. God. That's crazy. But yeah, I always like to watch a nice movie whenever I can. Take my mind off my work. And that's what I do. I always like to find different ways. You know, you got to keep yourself entertained. You can't just bombard and work yourself, 24/7 and 7 days a week. I mean, that's when life just gets hard. You got to be able to have that balance in life. You got to live with that. You got to live the best life that you can live. You know that. Get to be you and find you. I mean, like I said before, there's certain spirit guides that we have that can guide us on the right path with our messages. And that's fantastic. That really is fantastic when we can do that. Whether it's a distance energy healing session, that's such a blessing that all we can do is just have that gratitude for that for ourselves. It really is. And it really does help too, by the way. So going back, obviously, how can we stand up to the electricity and utilities and gas companies as well? I'll leave that. I'll let you decide that. Apparently, I saw an article in the Daily Telegraph. Bill Clinton says that aliens exist. Oh, God. What's he done now? Bill Clinton. Good old jolly Bill Clinton. He's a funny one. Definitely that's funny. Really is funny. Yes. Alright, guys. This was a great episode today on the Stephen Shields radio show. If you'd like, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast and turn on notifications whenever you get a new episode every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. I'm on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and yeah, subscribe to it, share it on your social media. And I love my show. I love this show. This is an awesome show, and I try to keep people inspired. Go ahead and chase your dreams and be the best you that you can be for 2022 and for the rest of your life. Wish you all abundant success, peace, joy, prosperity, love, and the best life that you want. And remember, just keep going. Bye for now.